He treated relationships like transactions. The karma hit fast. Dave ran a small but successful HVAC company. He was a good technician, but as a boss, tough. He paid his employees the bare minimum, would find reasons to dock their pay for being 5 minutes late, and never gave bonuses, even after a killer year. His motto was, "This is business, not a charity." If someone quit, he'd say, "Plenty more where they came from." He saw his workers as expenses, not as the reason his business worked. One of his longest-running employees was a guy named Hector. Quiet, knew the systems inside and out, and the customers loved him because he was honest and would explain things in plain English. After 12 years, Hector's wife got sick, and he asked Dave for a slight schedule adjustment, starting an hour later 3 days a week, so he could take her to chemo. Dave said no. Policy is policy. You start at 7, or you use your PTO. Hector even offered to make up the hours. Dave refused, worried it would set a precedent. So Hector, heartbroken, used up all his sick days and vacation, and then finally quit to take care of his family. The story got around. Not in a big, dramatic way, but in the quiet way things do in a city neighborhood and in a tight-knit trade. A couple of other good techs left soon after, tired of the grind. Dave replaced them, but the new guys weren't as good. Customer complaints ticked up. Online reviews started mentioning the old crew was better. Then, 2008 hit. The recession. Suddenly, new installations dried up. The phone stopped ringing. Dave needed emergency repair calls to keep the lights on. That's when you rely on reputation. But his reputation had quietly shifted. It wasn't just about price anymore. It was about trust. And in his old neighborhood where Hector's cousins and in-laws lived, where the guys who left now drank at a different VFW hall, the word was, "Don't call Dave. He's not there for you when you're down." Meanwhile, Hector, after his wife recovered, had started his own one-van HVAC service. He didn't have a fancy website. His business grew because of two things. He was brilliant at the work, and everyone knew what Dave had done to him. The guys from the old shop sent him referrals. The local hardware store recommended him. The parish priest at St. Ignatius mentioned he was a good man. The real kicker? About a year into the recession, Dave's own furnace gave out in the middle of a brutal January freeze. He was out of spare parts for that model. The distributor was backed up. In a panic, he called the only person he knew who might have the part and the skill to install it in a pinch. Hector. Hector listened quietly on the phone. Then he said, "Dave, I'm really swamped with my own customers right now. A lot of them are seniors on fixed incomes. I can't leave them in the cold. I wish I could help." It wasn't said with malice. It was just fact. He was prioritizing the people who had prioritized him. Dave ended up having to check his family into a hotel for 3 days at massive cost, right when he could least afford it. My dad said Dave finally got it then. It wasn't about cosmic justice. It was about the practical ecosystem of a community and an industry. You build goodwill with your people. The goodwill spreads through their networks, and it becomes a safety net. You burn that goodwill, and the net vanishes. When the cold wind blows, literally or financially, you find out exactly what you built. Dave had to sell his company not long after. Hector bought a lot of his old equipment at the auction. He runs a thriving business now, known for treating his crew right. He even has a program to train up kids from the vocational high school. The karma was just cause and effect. Here in the U.S., your business is your people. Your network is your net worth. And sometimes, the bill for how you've treated others comes due on the coldest night of the year.